Hey, how's it going? It's Grant with the Garden of Eater.
And Shelby.
And today we're going to be talking about shrimp breeding grading charts. Some of them have grading involved, and then some of them also are a little bit misleading. Some of them are misleading on purpose, so that way people can't copy and, therefore steal their profit. Others are a little bit misleading because it makes it like A times B equals C. And I'm going to explain why it's just not that simple, but it is going to be, tapping into a little bit of what happened this past week, diving into chat. And then if you're in it for the rewatch and you want to know about the charts, make sure to check the description down below. We'll put some timestamps in. So I'll start it off. How's it going? GM Aquatics. Scotty, how's it going? Jamie, how are you doing today? How's it going, Frank? And Shelby doesn't have her contacts in, so do you want to go put them in, or am I doing all the work tonight? All right. Hello.
I can still do it. I just have to do it closer. So.
Oh, all right.
You said hello to Frank, right?
Yep.
And hello, Jamie. And the one I can't ever pronounce. Hello.
Sechan.
It's probably Sechan and Uwu.
I don't think so.
That's Uwu. Yeah.
Maybe.
It's like an anime thing. It's real quiet here. Hello, Richard. And Crypt Keeper. And down.
Hey, how's it going, Tim?
And Ed. Hello. Skipped a couple people. Hello, Dane, Victor, and Alan.
What's up, guys? So, to start off the stream, I thought we'd kick it off with the shrimp of the week. This week is going to be the yellow neocaridinas. They're usually $4 a piece. Right now, for the week, they are going to be $3 each. And we're kind of running a little summer blowout sale. All shrimp are buy 10, get 3 free. And then all of the neocaridina culls are going to be buy 20 and get 10 of those for free. And then anybody who gets or qualifies for free shipping is going to go ahead and get a free bag of soy ahoy as well. So not only that, but we ended up finally getting isopods, Java ferns, guppy grass, and Malaysian trumpet snails up on the website. And then by we, I mean Shelby. She did all the work. So those are all up on the website, and we'll be adding quite the load. We are working well with Eddie the Aquatics. If you haven't seen the series tonight, I suggest you go ahead and watch episode 1 and 2. Part 3 of the series will come out tomorrow. Shelby got that video all done. Everything's ready to go. So it'll be going live tomorrow at 12. And big plans. Don't want to spoil anything now. But I did have to go to Rural King today and get a little pond for outside because we're going to need some space.
I thought you were still going. I'm sorry.
No, I thought you'd pick off where I need to breathe.
Jamie said, man, it was 133 degrees in Arizona today. How do you guys survive in that? We reached 70 degrees Fahrenheit here today, and that's hot enough for me.
You probably don't go outside very much because it was quite hot outside in Florida, but like it's been raining a lot. So I like to go outside when it's like right before it's about to rain, and then I'll even work in the greenhouse a little bit while it rains. It's nice and cool. And then while you pick up the next thing to talk about, Layla's Cory cats up here, they have spawned. Shelby went ahead and took out the angels, moved them down to the tank down below that you can't see. And then like the next day, 2 days later, woke up, found a bunch of eggs all over the tank. And then Shelby has taken the eggs, moved them into one of our empty shrimp tanks on the 100-gallon or 110-gallon tank stand, and they've already hatched. The kids really enjoyed seeing them. We walked away, and the kids swore that they saw 3 of them hatch. So great experience for them. They're really happy, and Layla especially, since they were her Cory cats. We've had them for like over a year now, but they've been in a community tank, and the eggs have probably been getting eaten by the angels quicker than we can even see them, or the angels are stressing out the females a little bit too much. Shelby also went ahead and moved some Danios out of the laser Cory tank. So if you're already working with some Cory eggs, you might as well do a couple. So Shelby's tackling that. You got some?
I had a few people come in. Hello, big dog. And then we have the almighty Wisassin. And they said, I have yellows and blue, and the blue breed more true than the yellows.
Yellows are super true in breeding. All right, so the shrimp of the week is the 24 carats, like we had mentioned before. Thank you, Crypt Keeper, and the other mods. You guys are doing great work.
And welcome in, Dr. Anthony. Said, just lurking, broke my glasses now, so can't see much.
Oh, man, that's a bummer. Probably not very easy to get your glasses fixed down in Peru either.
Hello, Ray Aquatics and GK Aquatics.
How's it going, Gary? How's it going, Robert?
Hello, Beta Lover.
I was worried you were going to say beta. Oof.
I can't even say it that way anymore. Like, it's just natural to say beta.
Especially when we have an auction and the local club member is going, all right, we got this beta, and then the other one's going, beta, beta. So it's like, all right, can't do that one. So
I actually, on the forums, I'm beta catch 'em all. So I remember it that way. It's easier. And I lost my spot. So go on and talk about something else.
Well, it is $1 per gallon sale currently at Petco, and you know what that means. We have been hitting up the Petco, at least the local one. I think we've picked up another 23 tanks in the last 2 weeks. We are currently at like 70-something tanks to build the new stand. So I'm hoping by the end of this sale, before we have to go to the Triple Crown, we can go through, pick up another 20 tanks or so we can build this next rack. The new rack, which is going to be standing right there, will hold 90 10-gallon tanks. I know we just built one for 100, but, we need more tanks. So it's just the bigger the tank stand that we can fit the most tanks in, that's what we're doing. Shelby's doing a lot of nanofish, a lot of killies, and it doesn't make sense to buy like the 5-gallon tanks when they're more money, and I'd rather have more water volume for keeping parameters pristine and growing more plants and stuff like that. So I'd rather have the 10s. It makes more sense, and the 5 gallons don't make very good shrimp tanks. So we're going with the 10s, and our garage is stacked quite high. 2x4s are only like $4.98 right now. So if it wasn't raining the past like 3 days, I would have gone and already started to buy wood to build the stand. I'm hoping tomorrow morning, it's nice and sunny, I can bring the truck over to Home Depot, get enough 2x4s to build the new stand and start working on that. I'm hoping to get the stand built this week and then working on painting it next week. Shelby's allergies are driving her crazy. She went through and did a bunch of tank maintenance, and I think the lid dust got to her.
Yeah, not only am I allergic to our dogs, but dust, and that's where the dust is coming from is the dogs. So it's a double whammy there, and it's not good. And Dade said, Shelby, I sent you a Facebook message. Yes, I did see it. I will get back to you. I have to find the exact paperwork you need and then who you need to contact in your area. So, and I will let you know. They have to come over and check everything out, make sure your plants are healthy and everything on the nursery license.
You guys got to give Shelby a break on the potato thing. It's gone too far. Every stream she goes into, you guys are dropping potato emojis.
Hello, Brandon. Welcome in. And Robert Bloomfield. Hello. Big Dog asks, can you don't do water change in shrimp tank and get new topped off?
So anything's possible, right? But don't expect much breeding. Don't expect, this. But if you're going to go that route, go as heavily planted as you possibly can and don't overfeed. If you overfeed one time, you can have a really bad crash. And, water change. Speaking of change, if you can head over to usark.com, that is United States of America Reptile Keepers, and they are making change not making change, but help preventing the laws that are going to, restrain our rights for animal keepers, pet owners, and stuff like that. If you are a Florida resident, please head over to change.org. You are able to sign a petition so we can stop this from going into effect. Basically, what they're trying to do is put a white list into effect. And what that does is anything that's not on that list will be banned from sales and moving across the state lines. And what they're going to be whitelisting is only things that are native to Florida or things that won't be able to breed in Florida. And Florida is like a tropical paradise. Almost everything in the hobby breeds in Florida. I'm sorry.
Hello, Johnny D. And then we got Mason.
Hey, Mason, saw you at Royal King today, man. Nice surprise. Caught you on the way out. Would have liked to chat a little bit more, but it's been a busy day.
The Almighty Wassassin asked, in your experience, yellows breed more true?
Yeah. Yellows for sure produce a lot less culls. I know I have yellow culls on the website, but that's literally just from us trying to produce the yellow Rillies. And if I wasn't trying to focus on that project, I wouldn't have nearly any yellow culls to offer on the website. They breed fairly true, and almost all of them even have the back line. So not much culls to do, and they never produce any other color than yellow. They just might be slightly less yellow than the others. Or the blues will throw other colors.
The only time you're going to have an issue with them looking like they're culls all the time would be if you have them on lighter substrate.
Yeah.
It's most likely going to be your problem. I had a whole tank on white sand, and most of them looked clear. So, and then put them in a other tank, and they're bright yellow. So, hello, Scuba Steve. Welcome in.
How's it going, man?
And I was right. It is an anime thing. Hello, Mark Sturluson.
Let's go, Mark.
Dane said, my simpleton self likes hearing a sale on Neos. Might need some for my new 10-gallon rack.
Well, they're easy, and they do great in our Florida water, our Florida weather, so can't complain.
Scuba said, can't wait to see you there. Here. Emmett.
Triple Crown. Excited. Yeah. And then Dallas Aquashella Shrimp Contest, American Shrimp Contest. If anybody's going to be there and you guys want cheaper entry in, enter $25, a group of 3 to 5 shrimp. Your largest shrimp, the shrimp that all look identical, it's going to score you the best amount of points, but it also gets you VIP access to both days at the show. And then, you can get your shrimp back. We can shrimp back, or we can ship them back to you, or we can auction them off. Many choices. And if you're not going to the show, you can still ship them in. Grand prize is $250. And there will be some first place prizes as well, still waiting back from sponsors. Sponsors will be JBJ and Shrimp King. So they should be all right. JB. Oh, and I got the plaques. I should have brought the plaques to show off the plaques. They're really nice. Show them next time.
He said, top water holders in USA. 1, Nestle. 2, Dasani. 3, Grit and Shelby.
I'm battling Nestle. They keep taking our water out of our springs. Dasani just tastes horrible. I don't know who's drinking that.
I don't understand who's keeping them in business, honestly.
It's like last resort, like when you're somewhere and there's no other water bottles, it's like they buy out everything and just put Dasani or Aquafina in it.
Hello, Dee Dee. Welcome in. This is annoying when it does that. Alan said, got my stickers last week. Thank you so much for sending those. That metallic one is really cool. It's on my shrimp tank.
So what Alan is talking about are our members only stickers. For anybody who signs up for a membership for our channel, we get you this special limited edition members only sticker. It also gets you 10% off for our website, tgoeshrimp.com. And it's only $2 to be a member. So you can save off of your just first order by becoming a member and supporting the channel.
Don't forget, if you are a member and you haven't got your sticker, email granteater@gmail.com because most likely I don't have your address and I'm trying to keep up. We're not going to talk about the potato thing.
You got to watch the other streams if you want to know the inside jokes, man.
Hello, Big Tank Hank.
What's up, man? Hey, Dee Dee.
We're getting there. I said hi to Dee Dee.
I didn't, though.
Oh, okay.
I got time. I haven't mentioned anything else, but if you want to bring up the first chart, we can dive in, do a chart, dive back into
almost up
the chat.
On the chat. Let me just see.
How's it going, Cherie? Shrimp Envy's in the house. If you guys didn't know, we are carrying Shrimp Envy products, and we have another order on the way. So we will be adding the shrimp lollipops up on the website as well.
Hello, Adam Shook. Says RC Cola of water. Oh, yeah. Dasani. And hello, Brandon. Petco also has 30% sale. Buy 2, mix and match. Worth it to get 17-pound fluval stratum.
I can't tell you if it's worth it or not with personal experience. However, with customers coming to us, 90% of the time, if they're having issues with pH, especially after 6 months, they're either using fluval stratum or the Seachem Aqua Vitro substrate. So whatever one you're using, maybe you weren't using correctly. I don't know. I'm giving both of those a fair test to figure out if they're worth it or not. But check out Amazon. I think Crypt Keeper said that Brightwell was on sale, like 8% off or something like that. So for under $70, you can get a 23-pound bag of Brightwell.
And hello, Cherie. Said thank you, Grant and Shelby, from a beautiful zebra ghost.
You're welcome. And you guys were the winners of our question, and I'm very upset we haven't done any giveaways or anything like that. If we can reach 50 people in chat tonight, I'll go ahead and give away like 10 Tangerine Tigers or 10 Blue Dreams, your choice.
How often should I feed my shrimp, Scotty?
We do every other day. It depends how big your colony is. If you don't have like more than 50 shrimp in a 10-gallon tank, I probably want to feed every day. If you have 100 plus tanks, or not 100 plus shrimp in the tank, then of course you could feed every day, but make sure you're not feeding so much that there's still shrimp food in the tank after 2 hours. If there is, remove the food and then reduce the amount of food you feed next time, or increase the amount of time in between feedings.
All right. Well, let's bring up our first chart. Oops. Hold on. Here, you answer a question while I'm pulling that up. Alan said, how is Landon's aqua soil? Has anyone tried that?
So with the new tank stand, I wanted to try as many different options as I possibly could. Just pick one. One of these ones is the Neo chart. Start with the Neos first. Oh, great. Landon was on my list that I wanted to try out, but then I ran out of space somehow and didn't want to use like one thing of black substrate or two things of black substrate. So I have some sea chem that I haven't tried out and the land in. But it's supposedly one of the better soils, and it's at a decent price on Amazon as well. And Jamie says, I use fluval stratum in my 10-gallon Neo tanks, salt my RO water to 185 TDS. My pH is at 6.5. What kind of salt are you using, though? Are you using GH with KH minerals, or are you using GH exclusive minerals? Because if you're using GH exclusive minerals, then yeah, the substrate is no bueno. But if you're using KH, then that's on you, man. Can't be having any KH in the water. But I don't think you're doing that. All right.
Okay, can you hear us now? Hello?
Oh, man. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties.
I think it's because that's weird.
Pull the screen off?
Okay. It's because we went down.
All right.
So.
Okay. So I don't know if you heard about where I don't know much
Sorry.
about where the wild shrimp come from or not, or where I left off, but Alex will be our local club speaker in 2 months, and he's going to probably come to the house, and I'll try and have him do a live stream where we can talk about this and go over it a little bit more. But eventually we will have a stream where we talk about this, talk about the wild locations and whatnot. But for the shrimp themselves, some of these charts are kind of a little bit misleading. We'll talk about the very first one, the wild, the palmata. These guys, they're oh man, the thing is working also. I'm not sure if they went from wild to blue to white pearl, but I've almost never seen actual legit blue pearls in the hobby. Almost all of them are blue jellies, or the better name for them is blue velvet. Really, all three of these shrimp are the same exact shrimp with just different names. I'm sure there's a neocardina palmata out there that is a blue pearl, but almost none of them in the United States have ever been that. They've almost all been exactly the blue velvets. And then the white pearl, that is going to be the snow white. And then in the hobby, originally it was that the palmata would not breed with the davii. And that's also, I haven't confirmed it or anything like that, but several other people since have said that that's not true. And in one of my snowball tanks, I'm not sure if a wild jumped ship or where it came from, but there is a wild, funky looking one. And then the rest of the colors, there's many different roads to get from me to Tampa. You can go to I-75. You can take the Suncoast. You know what I'm saying? So some of these charts could be correct ways to do it, but not exactly the easiest method. So to go from wild to yellow shrimp, yeah, that's probably like the fastest way if you actually had a wild shrimp that produced any yellow pigment to it. You can selectively breed it, and over time you can end up with the yellows that you see here. And then the yellow neon and the yellow sakura, it's just different grades, really. That's all you're working on. And the sakura is just over 50% pigment. And then from the yellows, I'm positive you could get greens, the green jades. But, that's basically a mutation, or, taking it from the wild where it's showing more green and yellow at the same time. So I don't really think any of the green jades, though, in the hobby came from this because they produce too much blue. When green jades originally came into the United States, they were throwing a lot of yellow culls and a lot of green culls, and a lot of blue culls. But surprisingly, the blue culls would turn out to be the higher end, darker green jades, like the emerald shade color, the painted ones. So you didn't really want to cull the blue ones out of there, but I think that blue pigment had to come from somewhere. And crossing neocardina, 99.99% of the time, you're going to end up with wilds, but possibly you can cross yellow and blues and end up with the green. Then you have the wild cherry, where it says it branches off and goes into these other ones as well. But like I said, there's so many different roads. It's misleading. You can choose your best road, but you can go from wild cherry and you can follow it down to painted cherry. And when it says wild cherry, this just means, I'm so sorry, I gotta watch the wrong mouse. When it says wild cherry, it just means a wild Davii shrimp that had red pigment on it, and then they selectively bred it all the way down. And then, some lines of red cherries will throw a little orangish one. Rather, the orange will throw reds, and that's kind of the key or secret missing link that shows that the orange might have come from reds. But then the orange to the green, that also makes sense because the greens also throw orange. But I don't think it was just orange selectively bred to green. I think what they're doing is a lot of reverse engineering, and because the green jades throw orange, that they think that they must have come from orange. And I don't think it was that simple. I think it was a cross. I think someone got really lucky. But if you want to go this route and start from a wild and go all the way to green, it's gonna take several years, if not a decade, for you to achieve that goal. So it's much easier to just buy the color that you want and go from there. And then the reds. This is where I think the chart wanted to keep secrets, because the red cherries that throw the Riley variants don't really have the blue body. The blue body doesn't really come into play until you cross the blue velvet in with the red cherries. And yeah, I got really lucky with my first time cross with the blue velvet and the red cherry. Ended up crossing, and I got red really blue body, and that's the blue really here, or the blue really down there. I'm not really sure what's on the very bottom. I can't see it because of the screen down there. But it's just the carbons going out to the black and the black rose, I think. There's just so many different ways. The way I like to think of it is the red cherries is going to be the very start shrimp, and then the blue jellies more than likely came from a different wild type shrimp that was showing blue pigment. And then, they got tired of buying blue jellies, so they came out with a new name, named them Blue Velvet, and then ran out of the buyers for that name, and then ended up naming them Blue Pearl. So because of the lack of sales, they ended up changing a lot of the names to make them more popular, because they are kind of like Pokemon, got to catch them all. And with that, people are setting up multiple shrimp tanks. But personally, I wouldn't try to keep all three of them. I think they're the exact same shrimp. And then when you take the blue velvet, they shouldn't look this deep. They should be more of the blue jelly shade of color. Light hue, not a lot of full dark pigment, or any spots of dark pigment for that matter. If they do, I just think they're blue dream culls, because There is a way to go about making blue velvets into blue dreams, and it takes a lot of work, several years of intense culling. You can't let any of the clear ones slide through, and you got to use your best males. But legit blue dreams should be coming from blue velvets. They shouldn't share the same exact tree as the blue diamonds, chocolates, and then I'm going to assume the black rose and the carbon lilies and everything else are down here. Is there a way we can remove that, or can you bring it up on my phone so I can look at the very bottom chart? But this right here is just very misleading. That blue dream is going to be a higher grade or something harder to work for than blue diamond. So the other one is the wild Davii to Bloody Mary, where it comes from the same line of chocolate. That's another misleading one, because what happens is the chocolate shrimp or black rose will end up throwing reds, and those reds are usually really deep hue and color, and that's like the body tissue is what people are thinking that is shining through. It's really not. It's just real deep pigments that are well behind the thick chitin shell that they have, because the chocolates and black rose, black diamonds, those ones especially are known for being painted, especially as they mature. I'm saying especially a lot. I'm sorry. But I was right about the black rose carbon really. I figured the blue diamond would be down here, and then the blue dream and the blue velvet should be on their own little wild type variation. So, and I'm sure you can even come back to the wild type that threw yellow and work from that straight to orange and skip over the yellow hue before it fills out completely. So there's a lot of misinterpretation. A lot of this, is correct, but at the same time, I would never put blue dreams and blue diamonds in the same tree. That's the whole purpose of them. Is the blue diamonds throw the blacks, the blue dreams will throw the lighter, the blue velvet in color and stuff like that. And because people have used so many of the lines to mix the blue dreams and the painted fire reds to try and make the red really blue body, a lot of times you'll end up seeing some reds fall out of the blue dreams. Please give me some water. I'm dying. So I'm going to head back into chat here. Anybody have any questions on that? The neos are really boring with the crossing, because there's not a lot to do. You really got a selective breed if you want to do anything. You can make the red really blue bodies, but I'm gonna have to like steal Shelby's ice cream or something. I'm dying. Hold on. All right. Another one is you can make the Bloody Marys and cross them with the blue dreams as well, and that's where you get the purples. Again, it's like winning the lottery. 99% of the time you're going to end up with wilds, but the best way to make purples is to cross Bloody Mary and Blue Dream. It's the only way I've done it. I've never seen purple color come out. Sometimes you turn off the Bloody Mary lights in the or turn them on in the morning, and they'll look like blue in color. And as the blue kind of like turns the red, it'll look a little bit purplish. But as soon as the stress comes back, or they lose stress, the color comes back. Diane, you want to catch back up?
Yeah. Just all the way down.
How's it going, Joseph Stan? That's where we are. Oh. You want to go ahead? Oh no, we didn't. Did Neos get the orange-eyed trait? No, it's not actually orange. What? Can you bring up the next chart while I'm talking about this? They're not actually orange-eyed. If you look at all the pictures, a lot of the pictures are being photoshopped or doctored, so that way you can't really see the black pupil. What's going on is a lot of the Neos will show white or yellow color, especially the culls on the eyes, but they're all black in the center. where the orange-eyed for the Caridina, when I'm talking orange-eyed, mainly the orange-eyed blue tigers and their crosses, those are all completely orange all the way through. The pupils orange, everything. So the neos are a little bit different. If I saw like some raw footage or something like that and the eyes looked a little bit better, I'd believe it. But I'm not saying it's not possible. Maybe they can breed out all the black pigment in the eyes through selective breeding. So whenever you're ready, I got the hiccups. Should never drink your water.
Crypt Keeper Aquatics said, for grades of Neo, what is the order from wilds to premium grades, like the trade name, i.e. painted, sakura, etc.?
So I'm going to use red cherries as the example, and then I'll compare them to the yellows because I can't do all the Neos for you. So the red cherries, you're going to have like the wild type and then red cherry. And then after red cherry, when you get 50% of the pigment, and anything that's considered red cherry would be a red neocaridina with red pigment. That's considered a red cherry. And then a cull could be anything lower grade or something that has completely no red pigment to it at all, but it will not have, tiger stripes or black pigment to it. Then that will be completely wild. So from red cherry, once 50% of the pigment is red and fully covered, the rest will be clear. Then it's Sakura grade. Then once it's like 80% or more, but you really can't see it unless you really get close. And that's like as juvenile, but almost as all adults for painted or for fire grade will have complete coverage. So you won't have any gaps in the pigment. The only reason why I say 80% and still call them fire grade is because it's really hard to get really nice males. So the males with 80% coverage, they still get labeled as fire grade because it's very rare and most breeders never let go of their high-end males, especially when you're buying juveniles as graded as fire. It's very rare to get a male because the males don't get the really deep red color or full coverage until they're like full size. So when buying 1 centimeter size fire red cherries, and when you buy painted reds, the reason why you end up with such a high female ratio is because the males get culled because they just lack the color. And even with the red cherries being bred for as long as they are, the lines aren't perfect. They still throw culls. They still throw lower grades and everything like that.
You still going?
Yeah.
You just died.
But then when you have the yellows, you have the wild, then yellow neo. It's going to be basically anything with a hue of yellow. They don't really have the stripes or anything like that. And then you have the solid yellow neo, and those are kind of more rare right now. And then you have the 24 karat neos. And Sakura, again, is going to be anything 50% coverage or better, but you don't really use the fire when you're talking about any other color other than the red cherries. So you just have, your medium, your high grade yellows, but painted is a trait that carries on throughout all of the neocaridinas. And painted it's looking so thick and shell that it's like 2 layers of pigment are over one another, and it's got like armor, like it's full on suited up, ready to go, and has a ton of color. You're not going to see any transparent gaps in the pigment at all, and that's going to be your highest grade. There's nothing past that. The back lines, that's all opinionated. Some people really like the racing stripes. Some people just want that solid color with any lack in coloration or anything like that, because the racing stripe is a little bit whiter. Sometimes the shrimp is clear and the racing stripe is solid yellow, so it can vary.
Joseph Stanley asked, can you set the purple or is it still lucky mix?
It's still lucky. It's Caridina, you can breed them and work on a colony and not have to worry about lucky or anything like that. But the purples, even when you cross 2 purples together, you end up with a lot of culls. A lot of the neos, that is.
Scotty said, "This is fascinating."
I hope so. I'm hoping I'm not putting people to sleep. Keep watching the numbers go from like 40 to 30.
Yeah, it's got to be said, though. A lot of people don't understand the genetics and the charts and what's going on.
And there was another neocaridina chart that I was going to go over, but I basically talked about everything and I didn't want to be redundant. So on to the next one.
Hello, Lonnie. Well, let me catch up on chat. We're almost there. Hello, Jess. Welcome in. Hello, Skipper's Aquariums. And we're going to go on to the next one.
Be on Skipper's stream Sunday at 6 p.m. Shelby will be joining me too.
Right. This one's going to be a hard one.
Can you pull it up on my phone and then I'll talk about it that way? Are we able to zoom in on it at all?
No. That is the zoomed in picture that I got.
All right. Well, for those of you that want to follow along at home and have two devices, I know people like Dee Dee's working over there and got a phone and a tablet working at 2 times. So if you're like that, pull it up. It's a little bit easier to view, but I will do my best. I really like this chart for 2 reasons. One, the artwork, it's all right. For 2, it does get a lot of the crosses correct. However, this is where I like to say it's a little bit misleading. And we hit 50 people in the chat. So later on in the stream, I will be giving away 10 tangerine tigers or 10 blue dreams. We'll do the giveaway after we hit the third chart. So 2 more charts. Stay with us. This one is very interesting, though. And shout out to Crypt Keeper. He's the mod in the channel, does great works. But this whole topic for the week is all because of him. So if you don't like it, blame him. If you like it, it's all because of him. And I mean, I'm geeking out. I know this is what I like. I'm a dork when it comes to the genetics. I like seeing colors, and genetics is where the colors come from. So to start it off on the very top of the charts. I know it's not in English. The instructions up there, and I know I saw an English one at one time, and explains like this means genetic cross, and this means selective breed, or this means mutation, or something like that. I couldn't figure it out beforehand, but I thought I'd go through and talk about the crosses. The very first one is red Taiwan. That's going to be a red Taiwan bee crossed with a tangerine tiger, and you get an orange Taitibee. And yeah, that's true. That's how you do it. But it's more than that. It's going to take more than just one cross to make an orange Taitibee. It's very easy to go from tangerine tiger to red steel, but it doesn't necessarily happen in the first cross. It might, but it's not going to look really nice. Certainly not as nice as the one in the picture. Definitely possible with 2 crosses, though. So for people that are trying it out and they want to start on the first one, it's not that misleading. Jumping on to the next one, it's Aurora Blue Tiger with Tangerine Tiger. And yes, first cross is probably the best way to get the Aurora Green Tigers, or the Green Apple Tiger is the best common name for them in the hobby. However, in order to get that green, you need the nicest Aurora Blue Tigers that you can find. Like, I'm talking high end, deeper, dark blue. You almost want to think that they're a Blue Dream or a neocaridina. They're that blue. And then the Tangerine Tiger, you're gonna want them to be as nice and orange as possible. But a little pro tip, a little secret: some of the Germans might not be happy with me. But use yellow King Kongs if you don't have Tangerine Tigers. You're gonna get the same result. But that would call them Green Tigers instead of Green Apples. So next one is Black Taiwan Bee crossed with Black Tiger, and you get Black Taitibee. So I want to touch up on that one. I didn't touch on it on the first one just simply because I knew it was coming back up again. The Taitibee itself. In order to get a Taitibee, you need to take a Tibee, cross it with a Taitibee. a Taitibee and cross it with a Taiwan bee to get a Taitibee. I'm sorry, buff that one. But if you do that, you're going to get a lot of Taibees or shrimp that end up looking like they have single pigment. I only call the ones Taitibees that have the double pigment or the shadow pigment. The Taiwan bees are called shadow bees because they have literally one layer of pigment that shadows or overlaps another layer of pigment. So that's why I like the shadow pandas. They're like white some days, blue the other days. It's because that blue, it shows up when it wants to, and a lot of it has to do with what they eat, how stressed out they are. The shrimp, they're not cuttlefish, but they do have some type of camouflage reflexes. So they definitely do change a little bit here and there, but in order for me to call them Taitibees, they have to have that double pigment. And you're not going to get that from crossing Black King Kong and a black tiger on the first cross. They're all going to look like regular run-of-the-mill Taibees that everybody sells for really cheap. And then the picture almost looks like a really, really fancy tiger. The very next one down is the blue tiger. The same exact cross. You can end up with the same thing. That's because like the blue tiger to me and the black tiger is the exact same shrimp. The orange-eyed blue tigers, the blondes, they're culls basically. They're clear, not a lot of blue to them. Then you got the orange-eyed blue tigers, and then they get so blue that you can't see the stripes anymore, and it's like a royal blue. We call those royal blue tigers. Well, then you can get that royal blue, so deep dark blue that it looks black, and nobody can argue with me that that's a black tiger or not. I'm not for sure where they come from in the wild or anything like that. I've never seen wild black tigers or anything noticed like that. So anybody that says they're different shrimp, I mean, you get the exact same crosses from them. So it leads me to say they're the same thing. Maybe they're wild and just two different lines from the very beginning, but it ends up with the same exact result. And then thank you, Johnny B, for the $5 super sticker. Appreciate it, man. Back to the comments. Oh, back to the chart. That's what we're cranking through right now. And then you got the red Taiwan bee with the red tiger to make the Taitibee. This doesn't always happen either. A lot of times you're going to get black. Black is dominant. So this is where, the crosses are a little bit misleading, and it's not as simple as A times B equals C. It's going to take a lot of selective breeding and hard work in order to get these results. And then black Taiwan bee cross with black tiger to get black pinto. Yeah, that is a good cross, but that's going to take you at least 4 to 5 generations. And after you cross the black Taiwan bee with a black tiger, you're going to want to back cross the black Taiwan bee in there. So there's no mention of that. And then the next one's black Taiwan bee with blue tiger to get blue pinto. The other thing is the blue pintos, the green hulks, blue jellies. These are really, really misleading, and it's kind of like me chasing a unicorn, because when I first got into Taiwan bees, I wanted green hulks. They were like the first. I bought crystals and some tiger shrimp and stuff like that, but for my first high-end shrimp, I didn't want black King Kongs or red King Kongs. I wanted green hulks, and I bought 10 of them at $40 a piece. It was quite the expensive investment at the time, and it wasn't really an investment at that time. That was me getting what I wanted as a hobby, and I was so disappointed as day by day more and more of them would turn from green to black as they age. And what it is the lack of pigment as they're young causes the gaps and makes them a little see-through, therefore looking a little blue or green in color. But then as they mature, they end up gaining more pigment cells, and the ones that are there end up growing and overlapping. And by the time they're 3 centimeters in size, almost all of them ended up being solid jet black. So if you're chasing the blue pinto, I wouldn't use blue tiger. I would use like a royal blue tigers and like some the pure black line that throw the blue in color. As much blue pigment as you can possibly get from the original two crosses. And red Taiwan Bee with red tiger to get red pinto. Yeah, but you could also use red Taiwan Bee with black tiger to get red pinto too. It's like several different ways. Back up to the top, we got crystal black shrimp crossed with tiger to get snow white. That's not right. Crystal black shrimp will naturally throw solid white shrimp. Those are going to be called snow whites. The crystal red shrimp will naturally throw solid whites. Those are the golden bees. And they, if they're not a pure line, expect to get both of those. But as soon as you cross a bee with a tiger, you do not get a pure bee, and a snow white is a pure bee. So that's where I don't like this chart. Everything else is really good. You can end up with that end goal, but this is not going to happen. Crystal red shrimp with tiger shrimp to get golden bee. I basically just explained that one. Crystal black shrimp cross with snow white to get black Taiwan bee. Sure, maybe that's possible, but there's definitely a mutation involved. You will never get Taiwan bees from crossing those unless you win the lottery. This is not going to be replicated unless you breed thousands and thousands and thousands of shrimp, because I've been breeding so many crystal blacks and snow whites together, and unless they're Michelins and they already have the Taiwan bee genes bred into them, they won't pop up. And in fact, even if they do have the Taiwan bee genes, if you don't keep a constant Taiwan bee male in there, the Taiwan bees will phase themselves out because it's a recessive gene. And then the next one, black Taiwan bee crossed with Aurora blue tiger to make black skunks. Yeah, but it's like 8 to 9 generations of work. It's not as simple as A times B. Crystal black shrimp with black tiger. Again, like the same tiger shrimp above, you get black Taitibee. That's the right answer. So they should just delete the top few ones, and the chart would be a lot better. Crystal black shrimp with blue tiger to get blue Taitibee. Yeah, but again, really well in the beginning crosses, but very hard to maintain, and a lot of selective breeding involved. Crystal black or crystal red shrimp with red tiger shrimp to get the red striped Taitibee. Yeah, that's possible, but you're also going to get black striped Taibees out of it too, and those are going to be more dominant, and that's going to be a lot harder to maintain. And black Taiwan bees with Aurora blues to make the blue Taitibees. Yeah, that's how I made mine. But again, they're only blue as they're juveniles, and once they mature and grow older, they're not going to be blue at all. They're going to be nice and black. Then the bottom of the chart, black Taiwan bee, snow white equals blue bolt. No, that's not true. So the Taiwan bees, and then let's cross the blue bolt with the Aurora blue to get the blue bolt. I can't even read that. NTO. That's just weird. Red Taiwan bee crossed with golden bee to get red bolt. Tangerine tiger to get red bolt NTO. No. So what most likely happened with the Taiwan bees is like I said, the crystal black shrimp end up throwing snow whites, or the crystal red shrimp throw golden bees. One of the two ended up mutating and getting blue in color, and they ended up having that double pigment when they had that blue in color over the white that overlapped. And then when they took that, they crossed it back with the crystal black shrimp, and they created Michelins. And when the Michelins crossed, F1 Michelins, you'll get 25% just straight crystals. You'll get 50% more Michelins, and then you'll get 25% Taiwan bees. And those Taiwan bees were the first crystal black or black King Kongs, red King Kongs, shadow pandas, whatever came out of that first generation. But through those shrimp and a mutation is how we got all of the Taiwan bees that we know today. and then you use the Taiwan bees to cross and make other shrimp out there. Probably should have done the other chart before this one, but yeah, it is what it is. You want to dive back into chat?
Yes.
So it's a great chart if you want to learn like certain crosses, but again, misleading because those things are going to take a lot of work to get those end goals.
So Crypt Keeper Aquatic said, well, so what Caridina shrimp varieties would be considered as a base type where they are their most basic genetic pools?
So the crystal shrimps, red crystals, black crystals, golden bees, and snow whites. And then you have the Taiwan bees, of course, because there's no other way for you to get those unless you mimic the genetic mutation. And that's going to be like winning the lottery. You could breed shrimp the rest of your life, dedicate everything you have into trying to do that, and you will not accomplish that goal. Maybe you will, but again, it's possible you won't. It's possible 10 of you can do it, and one of you will, but chances are none of you will. Then the tiger shrimp, the wild type tigers, like orange eye blue tigers, royal blue tigers are serrata tiger, but they're selectively bred. You can get the cheetahs and other things like that. You can hit that. Thank you, Adam. Welcome. And I already got an idea for Shelby to increase that for every member that we have. We're going to add another shrimp into the tank so they'll all like pop up on the screen. Or Shelby will come up with a better idea, I'm sure. And then for Caridina, that basically wraps it up because you want the tigers, and then you go from there. And everything else is mutation. None of us, no, there's no shrimp envy or anything around. Their logos are the calcios, and that's most likely a mutation as well.
And Jamie asked, can golden bees throw?
I think you mean red crystal shrimp and not red cherry shrimp. So red crystal shrimp can be an off product of golden bees, but the problem with golden bees is they breed really true in that they breed like these really ugly off-white, orange, pinkish color shrimp. So if you get like the first generation of golden bees that were kept and bred with red crystals, yes, you can get some red crystals, but don't expect a high amount. And there's a lot of golden bees going around that are already just bred pure for golden bee, and a lot of pure white lines that are sold as those golden bees, and it's wrong.
Verily said, your neon yellows are so wonderful. We love them. Glad to hear.
They are also on sale if you didn't hear. I know you don't need more of them because they're so hardy and they breed so fast. You're good. But for everybody else, they're on sale.
Welcome in, Matt.
Hey, how's it going, Matt?
Hello, only Oscars. And said that chart is packed with info.
But you gotta be careful though. Some of the info's not true and a little misleading.
Hello, Aqua Balls. And thank you, Crypt Keeper, for putting the link to our website with our aquatic isopods in there.
And thank you for everyone for being so patient on that because it took us quite some time to get those up on the website. And Shelby took the pictures, got it all up on there. I think I slept in one day and I woke up and she was just getting it done all on her own. Also, Wednesday, episode 8 of Halfscaped on Chance Kramer's channel. Shelby and myself, along with Brian Covey. And I don't know if we're going to have a special guest speaker or not, so you're just going to have to tune in and find out. But that's going to go on at 10 o'clock Wednesday. And then Thursday, you can find us at Fish Room Fever. And that's going to be at 9:30 with Ed and James. I'm really looking forward to that. We really have a good time with them. And I don't really get to see them that often. So going on the live stream, just like the Halfscaped episodes, it's going to be a lot of fun. And the two of them are a lot of fun themselves. So I'm looking forward to that.
To what?
to Thursday's stream with Fish Room Fever. So basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you have something to look forward for content from us, and then take a break. And like I mentioned before, Sunday, Skipper, 6 p.m. So we give you a break for a couple days. You don't have to see my ugly face. Somebody invite Shelby to the other streams if you want.
Hello, Chris George. We have one laptop. What are you talking about?
I'm not doing anything Friday to Sunday.
Okay, stop talking. I got to get my tank.
Oh, she's filling tanks. Distract her, people, so that way it floods, and then you go, ha ha ha.
Jamie said, yeah, I threw 2 blue volt, 2 red crystals, 2 black crystals, 2 tangerine tigers, 2 golden bees into a 20-gallon and see what happens.
So the tangerine tigers are going to make everything orange. You can take the tangerine tigers out, and then everything can breed inside of it and have babies and just make everything down there that you see, and then you can add it. Without even having to add in, you can end up with some red King Kongs, black King Kongs, but keep the tangerine tigers out if you want to get those. However, keep them in and cull the orange ones out as you go on, and you can end up with tang tai that look really cool, such as blue steels, red steels, and then nanashi. You can get different pintos, such as galaxy pintos, and stuff like that. But a lot of work and probably not going to happen in a mixed mash tank. You left me. You need to get the other chart up there. And it's not that I never give Shelby a break. It's that God only put 24 hours in a day. It's not my fault. And then there's the whole sleep factor. But yes, Shelby just looks like she does a lot of work on camera. She gets her breaks, but not a lot of breaks. This is what happens. I don't know what to say. Just got Matt in here
the wrong things.
grilling me for overworking you.
All right.
Yes, we're going to have a giveaway, Scuba Steve. We hit over 50 viewers. After this next chart, we'll go ahead and give away viewer's choice or winner's choice, 10 tangerine tigers or 10 blue dreams. Who knows? There'll probably even be a bag of soy ahoy in there.
All right, it's up. Give me your phone.
All right.
Pull it up for you.
We got to pull us up on it. There we go. All right, so this is one of the most popular charts, especially for Caridina. And again, it's a grading chart essentially, but it does have a lot of some of the features of where the mutation happened and stuff like that. I should have talked about beforehand, but the other chart came up first, so just turn sideways. Yeah. All right, so starting off at the top, and then Crypt Keeper asked this before. We've got our, you all right? We've got our wild type tigers. The super tiger is another really popular Caridina Maria. To start with, if you're going to use tigers and you want to make German pintos, you need to use Caridina Maria. So the tigers over here on the left-hand side, those are what I'm talking about. The Aurora blue tigers, tangerine tigers, those are Serrata. That's how you get the boas, the galaxy pintos, the nanashi, and stuff like that. So the backlines come from the Serrata genes. So this chart is basically all Caridina Maria on the tiger side. And then you got the wild orange bees and black bee shrimp, but it doesn't look like the orange bees were used for anything here. And I've never even seen them. I've seen like stuff sold as orange bees before in the local pet stores and stuff like that, but almost all of them are in the Sakura orange neocardina. Then going down to the crystal blacks, this is where you have some fun, and it's not mentioned, but you can't go from a wild type crystal black shrimp and just go to the crystal white, the ghost bee. That was a mutation. And was it just a mutation? Was there a cross involved? I'm not sure, but crossing the crystal ghost bees with other shrimp, I ended up getting some backlines. So when you see this orange bee up here in the top of the chart, I feel like that's just a tang tie, and that's really what should have been added to the chart to go down to make the crystal white. But again, a lot of these charts were misleading, lack of knowledge. Some of the people that made the charts made them on purpose so that way people couldn't copy their crosses and steal their profit. Others, did the research or misled by the breeders, made the charts, and I don't know. Freezing, Shelby's gone, but the credit is not in a good spot. Then you've got from crystal black shrimp, you can go over to the solid reds and stuff like that, but it most likely didn't go to a super red crystal and a super black crystal. And most likely went to one of the other ones, the A, the B, and then from there they bred them out. But again, it doesn't really show like which one happened in order or anything like that. It doesn't explain it. It just kind of shows that from the crystal blacks, you can get all the crystal reds and crystal black shrimp, and then eventually the white bee and golden bee or the snow whites. Again, like this chart, that's correct. All of these are bees, and that is how you get those two shrimp, where the other chart mentioned that you crossed it with a bee shrimp. And then the skeleton key off on the right hand side, the gap, the Riley pattern, that's really hard to maintain. I've had them pop up a few times, but almost all of them in crosses. And then it's just basically going on the grades. And then from the golden bee to the blue bolt, I believe that's where the mutation happened. And it's just never going to happen if you're crossing golden bees to get your own blue bolts. The blue bolts do throw red bolts. So if you have pure red bolts, you can get have pure blue bolts, you can get red bolts from those. And then again, they have the white King Kong, which is like a golden bee, which shouldn't be coming out of any of the Taiwan bees above unless it was already in there. One of the big issues, and like I mentioned before, a lot of them are like trying to backtrack because this one shrimp throws this cull, it must have come from that or whatever. But what ended up happening is the price of shrimp would quickly drop the more farms that would get their hands on it, and then the new shrimp would come out, and everybody would jump ship and try to breed and copy that person as fast as they could. And what ended up happening is a lot of the pure lines ended up getting lost and tainted, and it's super hard these days to find pure lines of Taiwan bees, especially if you're getting them imported. Almost all of them are mixed. It's really hard actually to get just normal pandas, just black and white with no blue in them. Back when I first got in the hobby, they were everywhere. They're not really cheap, but they were like the first Taiwan bee to really go down in price, and then all of a sudden they kind of went backwards in price because so many people crossed them with the blue bolts to try and increase the price of the shrimp, because the shadow pandas sold for more than the regular Taiwan bees. But again, all the Taiwan bees that are listed, the blue jelly, the green Hulk, I went over those. As they age and fully grow out, they'll look just like their counterparts on the pandas and the black King Kongs. These are just grades: single stripe, two stripe, full King Kong, extreme. Really good grading chart. Then the SSS and stuff like that. That's for the Missouri patterns, which is a good grading method to follow. However, there's grading for pattern, and then there's actually grading for quality of overall shrimp. That's going to be, gaps in pigment, how bright the color is, and stuff like that. So there's two different ways to grade. So if you're trying to buy, high-end shrimp, before you buy them, find out if the grade is pattern-based or quality-based. And then over on the blue tigers, I had already mentioned, dying of thirst. I just need a drink, but I'm talking too much. The blonde, the orange-eyed blue tigers, these will make blondes, the red stripes, the blue bodies, and stuff like that. The rusty is something more that comes with the mature royals or the nicer blues for sure. And then, are you flooding? Sounds like she's destroying the house. Feels great to be on the other end for once. Victory sip. Are we good? Is it dry?
Yeah, it's just hitting the rock weird, I guess.
All right. And then the black tigers. Like I've never seen black tigers that look like that. For me, it always goes straight down for the deep blue. You see how you can drop it into the royal, and then from there it can go into the black tiger. If you can get from one shrimp to the other, it's all the same. I've just never seen the wild type go straight black. I've always seen it gone through the channels to the blue shrimp. And I want to say that's more to like keep it from the royal becoming underpriced from the black tigers, so that can get you to buy both of them. But really, it's the same shrimp. Most of my royals, by the time they mature and grow up, they look black in color anyways. I think that's going to be it for the charts. I probably talked up enough boring stuff for most people, especially the Caridina. A lot of people do the neos and stuff like that. This is a lot of fun, but let's catch back up and chat, and then we got a giveaway to get to.
Scuba said we should have 100 viewers up in here. Said it's the best stream. Hello,
Appreciate
Ricky.
that, Scuba Steve.
Yes, thank you. Where are my manners?
One day we'll grow. Still new in the.
Shuri said there should be 100 viewers based on how many questions these guys get on genetics. It's every day with Grant.
I wish the genetics and the Caridina would take off more in the United States, but with them having to have an RO unit, having to buy the expensive substrate, and the price of gas these days, I can see people getting more into neos.
And Brandon said, where do boa genetics fall in?
So that's going to be where you have to make your pintos with Serrata genes. So you can use cheetahs, tangerine tigers, or royal blue tigers crossed with Taiwan bees. Again, 8 to 10 generations just to get galaxy pintos. And then the galaxy pintos, at least 9 spots on the head, not on one side. You can have 4 over here, 1 on top, 4 over here for it to be considered a galaxy pinto. Anything lower than that, lower grade, culls or something like that. But once the spots on the head start getting bigger and forming together, kind of like a boa constrictor, they get the dots on the head, and bigger the spots, the better with the galaxy pintos, and that's when you start to call them the boa. And then the snowflake is when you get all the spots on the body. How's it going, Ricky? I'm sorry if I'm going to repeat people and say hi. She said hi to you, not me. How's it going, Lonnie? I got to keep talking. She's leaving me here all on my own. She's doing all these water changes and drying out all the house. And Ricky's saying hi to everyone. How's it going, Danikin? What's up, man? All right. Since no charts are accurate, could you make that for us? So it's in the works. I don't know if you've seen my video with Kevin Kelly, but he's an amazing artist, and I am not. Shelby is, but Shelby is very busy. And I think if I sent nice enough pictures to Kevin with explanations, we start with grading ones, and then once we have all the neos done, then I can make a neo chart of all of them, explaining the grades, not the grades, but the genetics and how to make one another, go down at least my road to get that success. And then once the neos are done, dive into Caridina, because there's a lot more Caridina out there. And then, something else to report. I don't know if you guys remember, we had the raccoon tiger shrimp tank, and I've thrown in like 3 yellow King Kong females into each one of our raccoons. We had one get buried, and then eggs must have hatched or not viable or something. Maybe the eggs were fertile, dropped, and the I don't know, larva or whatever just came out weird and weren't able to fully develop into shrimp. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but round 2, we do have yet again another buried yellow King Kong, and it's been so long So I know for sure this one wasn't tagged by a male in the Yellow King Kong tank and just like a late drop or something like that. So excited to see,
Jamie.
Excited to see what happens there. Hopefully get some like yellow and like purple striped shrimp. That would be awesome. But as far as I know, nobody has crossed Yellow King Kongs and raccoons. Or
did you say?
I should have said crossed raccoon shrimp.
Did you say hi to Danikin?
Yes.
Hello. John the stir fry guy?
No, I did not say hi to John the stir fry guy. How's it going, man? I request you to be on more streams. I like saying your name.
And hello, Roberto Martinez.
I also request a plate of stir fry. Sounds delicious. Baby corns, please. Baby corns are a must for my stir fry.
Alan said, for me, you can never talk enough genetics. I love it.
Well, you guys got any other questions that aren't on the charts or something like that, now's your time. I'm all for it.
WV said, these charts are why you have 400 tanks in the house.
So the charts were very misleading, and a lot of people knew that they were misleading. And it was well known on the shrimp spot because somebody every month would bring up the charts, and it would be a whole nother conversation about this is right, this is wrong. And then it would bring up different links to different people who are doing the crosses and actively sharing pictures and stuff like that. So if you want to learn more about the genetics, I don't know why I'm stumbling so bad tonight. Check out the shrimpspot.com. It's a shrimp forum. It's got a ton of information. There's not a lot of people on it anymore. Not very active at all, but it's got a lot of the information in there. And also, Shelby and myself had a journal on there, and it's got like all of our we weren't YouTubers back in the day, but it's got a lot of like pictures and stuff like that from our original dart frogs, not original, but like some of our dart frog setups, some of our original axolotls, back when like Shelby had platinum angelfish. So you can really see where we've come and developed. If you've seen Jaden's room for the shrimp house or the shrimp room tour, I mean, that started where it was basically steps in my original childhood. So that's all on there, as well as tons and tons of great, really informative information. And there is some wrong stuff on there, but a lot of the people have already commented and called them out. So you can kind of go, oh, no, that's not right. Check this out. So should be able to like pull it up from there. And thank you so much, Alan.
Thank you.
It's so nice. Grant, I know people are probably sick of hearing the genetics, but could you please explain briefly how to make fancy red tiger from scratch? I get confused when you say cross. I'm not sure what you mean by that. All right. So the tangerine tigers cannot be used in this. No serrata genes can be used in this because they will produce the backline. So if you're going to make from scratch fancy tigers, I suggest you use pure black line or pure red line, and then use any of the Caridina Maria tigers. So super tiger, orange-eyed blue tiger, orange-eyed black tiger, red tiger. You can use orange-eyed red tigers too, whatever. As long as it's pure Caridina Maria. Careful on the orange-eyed red tigers, though, because some people sell you orange-eyed red Taibees, and then that messes everything up. So just stick with the other three. And then you have to cross the two together. And by that, I mean breeding one of the pure crystal shrimp with the pure tiger shrimp. And then you're going to get first generation is going to be a Taitibee. Almost all of them will be black Taibees, more than likely. You get red crystals to try and, make the red fancy tigers, and you get red tigers to try and increase your chances of red, and you end up with black Taibees still. So I can't win with that. You can interrupt me if you want.
Welcome to the team, Hugo Lopez. Thank you.
Then you take but back to Alan's question. You take your black Taibees from F1s and you cross those back to one another. You can even cross those back to a red tiger or a red crystal if you really, really want to work on the red color. But trust me, it will come because it is a lot easier to cross two recessive shrimp together and get them to breed true. So as soon as you have two of the red Taibees, you can cross those ones together. And by cross, I mean breed those two shrimp with one another. And it doesn't matter if you use a red tiger male or a crystal red male at the beginning. Both the parents will equally pass on their DNA. So with F2s, you got your reds. And then from there, it is just selective breeding. I can't tell you exactly how many generations. I'm at like 3 generations, but because I use really nice pure red lines, and I use Missouri pure red lines, so that way the tiger stripes can be copied onto the body of the red tiger shrimp. I don't know if that's like increased my chances or anything like that, but F1, I was really happy with that cross. The Taibees were not fancy tiger quality, but they were really nice stripes. I had the body stripes. I had some really nice black dots on the heads and stuff like that. So F2, I'm getting some reds. I'm also getting some like bluish color coming out of them because my red tigers were red tiger stripes, but with blue bodies. And then, several generations until you get 0 translucent gaps in color. And when you have that, that's when you get the fancy tiger grade. You can have low fancy tiger and they don't have many stripes, but if you want high-end fancy tigers, they need more dots on the head and those fine defined tiger stripes on the body, at least 3 or 4.
No. Okay.
Hopefully that answered your question. If not, Alan, please let me know. I will certainly come back to that.
So Dee said, I had no idea that was how all different shrimps came to be.
Yeah, some of them though, however, are mutations. So it is. I call it like every single tank is like a scratch off. Or we're not playing Mega Million lottery over here, but maybe one day something pops up and it's like you get $500 every week for the rest of your life because that shrimp is the next hot ticket. Everybody's got to have it from here to China, and it came from here, so we've got to find export means and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the dream.
Hello, Zinginger. Said I'm definitely gonna have to watch this replay, but hello, Grant and Shelby, and hi, chat folks. Bye. Hello, Xandadoodoo. Said Stephen Fott just wrapped up, so more people should be coming over.
Oh man, that's not fair. They're gonna jump into the 50 people that earned that watched the whole time for the giveaway. I'm just kidding. All are welcome. Hopefully it's one of the people that watched the whole time. That'd be nice.
Hello, Aquatic Morning Show. You nice. Again, so giving a like from this side never hurts. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
All right. And Jamie said, thanks for the charts. Now I got to find those 2 tangerine tigers and pull them.
Oh, and then, so one of my crosses that I'm doing right now, thanks to Alex Williamson, is I've thrown some tangerine tiger females into my cheetah tanks. They're being real stubborn. They breed like freaking rabbits, and they're all my other tanks, and then I throw them in something I want to cross them with, and they don't want to play game.
Hello, welcome in, Killer Kitty.
I don't think we have Killer Kitty's address to send. Don't we have their thing still?
I swear I just...
So, if you have not gotten the secret membership sticker yet with the secret 10% discount code to tgoeshrimp.com, please email us at granteater@gmail.com with your username and address, and we'd love to send you a little care package.
Hello, Silver Creek Aquarist. We're going to catch back up. Sorry.
Also, members, we have a very, very limited amount of pure red line, pure black line, and red galaxy pintos that are not on the website yet. Email us, message us. I might let some of those go, members only.
Jamie said you should always...
sorry. And Michelins. We actually have Michelins too. Legit Michelin. So if you want to start Caridina and you're a member, those are the hot ticket. Okay, go back to Jamie. I'm so sorry.
You could always make an accurate chart and sell it as a poster in your store. I would buy that if you would send it to me.
That was the plan. Or calendar for grading charts.
Shelby, does he get this excited about the UFC? Even, oh my gosh. Usually I get migraines quite often.
You know how devastated I was watching my boy Max lose 3 times in a row to that Volkanovski?
Oh, goodness.
But then my 2 favorite fighters, and they both put on bad performances. Good thing, and then Sugar Sean O'Malley, too. Eye poke.
He's usually screaming at the top of his lungs, jumping up and down.
But thanks to Shelby, I watched the main event last night.
Yep.
No, 2 nights ago. Time flying. I'm losing days.
How do you make the dragon blood calcio shrimp?
All right. Couldn't tell you. Sorry. Don't know. The only person that knows that right now is Yui. He's a German breeder. And my money is on there was a mutation, maybe out of his Yellow King Kong crosses, maybe out of his Super Crystal Black, Super Crystal Red, something out of there. But yeah, if you wanted to make them from something, you don't want to buy Dragon Bloods, you can mix black calcio and red calcio and end up getting some blues. Or blues will just randomly come out of blacks every now and then.
And I am so sorry. Freaky Fish Lady, I skipped you. Hello. All right. Can you use RO water for axolotl?
Yeah, just add some minerals, at least like 50 to 70.
Hello, Arctic Winds. So just got off work. We'll watch the replay. Topic sounds right up my alley and wanting to know.
Awesome.
Hello, Vibes Aquatics. Welcome in. Thank you, everyone, for saying to smash that like button. We see it. Even though chat likes to just jump out of nowhere.
If you want, you can start the giveaway.
Okay. I forgot how to do that, so give me a minute.
StreamYard/giveaways.
Okay.
I don't know what to talk about. You want to talk about some stuff that you got going on with the new fish?
What do you want the hashtag?
Hashtag genetics. So if you want free shrimp, you're going to have to work for it this time.
Right.
All right. Is it set?
Yep.
Ready to go?
Yep.
All right, guys. Hashtag genetics. And this is going to be for a free bag of 10 tangerine tigers or blue dreams. Your choice. Probably going to throw in a free bag of shrimp food as well. And somebody give us a question so I can answer.
Well, I might be skipping around, but what's the newest variation of Caridinas?
So like kind of like right now is the orange eyes are taking over. So there's a lot of different orange eye, the orange eye lapis, also the yellow galaxy pintos. Those are kind of new. But really there's the orange eye neos are trying to hit the scene. But like I mentioned, there's not really any orange eyed neos that are legit with the orange pupils. But man, that's not even a Caridina. Not even on topic right now. The purple metallic orange eyes might be the newest. The purple metallic orange eyes. And then Ray Haas also has some, man, they're like silver eye ghost bees. Those are really cool. I'm trying to make those myself. Grant, are there any books or online resources to see rules for what makes a certain pattern? Example, Nanashi is 3 stripe on the tail and a head spot, I think. So I would go for Chris Lukop's posters if you want good examples. There's not a lot of online resources that I use or I'd recommend. Everything is basically I have it, I've looked it up, I've read it, looked it up, and it's a lot of like misinformation from several different sources, and you kind of got to pick in. Also, another problem is depending on where you're at, they call them galaxy tigers, Nanashi, or Nanansi, and they're all the same exact shrimp, just named differently from different parts of the world. And then because we're in the United States, and the seller wants to sell all three of the different names to make profit, we have to deal with all three names. So I would go and check out Chris Lukop's The Shrimp King posters. Those are great ones for examples, for patterns and stuff like that. Nothing else that I'd recommend off the top of my head. Sorry. And then thank you, Tim. Appreciate that, man. Oh, sorry. That's Crypt Keeper. What's the email address supposed to share my information? It is granteater@gmail.com. And Crypt Keeper shared that. Thank you, man. What are the actual different species, not strains, variations? Breeders Aboard program requires different species. I think that's going to be saved for our stream when I do that with Alex, because I am horrible with the Latin. I am bad. It is one of my goals this year is to better familiarize myself with all the Latin terminology, and Alex has agreed to help me out with that. And I've just been talking and trying to use as many names as I possibly can to get, familiar with different things. But I'm not ready for this question yet, Scotty. I'm sorry. I can go into colors and stuff like that, but yeah, no, the neocardina, davii, and I can't even remember the other one right now off the top of my head. So Palmata, there we go. But the Caridina, you got Serrata, and then the Maria, and I can't remember what the bees and everything else are. So I apologize, but I will work on it. By the end of the year, I should be able to answer that question for you. Yeah, see, good question, because I can't answer it. How's it going, Hugo? Make sure everyone that y'all subscribe. Really appreciate that. And then, Crypt Keeper Hugo, make sure you send us an email, and I'd like to send you that sticker. I have one Strangler Blue Dream in my Tangerine Tiger tank. Do they crossbreed? If they do, I work hard to catch it. No. The Blue Dreams are Neos, the Caridina, or the Tangerine Tigers are Caridina. They cannot cross. You are safe, Dee. You want some more Blue Dreams, though? Let me know. Awesome. See, I'm far behind. Everything's working out. You're on the site last night. Oh, let me know if you have any questions, Dee. And then we'll also have other stickers, too, because we're going to be doing quite a few shows. We've got the Triple Crown, which is coming up in like 2.5 weeks. And then the week after that, we've got Dallas. And we won't be bringing a lot of Caridina. If anybody wants Caridina at the shows, message us. I'll be more than happy to bring it along. But I'll probably just bring some Tangerine Tigers. And that's probably going to be it for Caridina. And then we're going to hand out the new logo. We're going to get stickers from Jadrin. And on the back of it, we'll put a code for 10% off for the people at the shows that wanted Caridina but didn't know that we weren't going to bring it along. So, you all right? The allergies are getting you bad tonight.
I'm struggling. I really am. Someone else said he would definitely buy a shrimp chart poster.
Oh, you got to go the next one below that one.
Sugar Sean is a beast.
see, I literally walk around on like Saturdays at the fish shows, and I'm like looking at my phone. I'm watching the UFC, and I'm like everybody's trying to talk to me. I'm like, you watch UFC? And they're like, nope. I'm like, dang, I'm the only one. And yeah, it'd be cool if you want to stop by the booth and watch some UFC. But the Sugar Sean, he's got potential and just a lot of bad luck lately.
Crypt Keeper said, what does blue steel come from?
Blue Steel's Blue Bolt hybrid. So blue bolts with the cirrhotic gene is how you get the Blue Steel. So Aurora Blue Tigers is probably the best way to do it. Tangerine Tigers, you're going to end up with a ton of red steel, orange steel lookalikes, but you can make the Blue Steel with Tangerine Tiger and Blue Bolt. Or Tangerine Tiger and any Taiwan bee.
No, you're wrong. So Silver Creek Aquarius got you. Easy. Blue Steel is from Ben Stiller and Zoolander. Duh. I can't do it. I tried.
I don't know.
Hello, Scott's Aquatics.
Horrible. I didn't want to look at it.
Hello, Lady Diane. I don't know if I said hi earlier. Said dealing with stuff while listening. Well, thank you for listening and hope things get better. And is Blue Steel a stable type?
Yeah, once you cross Blue Steels together, they might throw a couple Red Steels or here and there, but they are pretty true on breeding.
All right, you want to pull?
Man, I hope people can't hear your water going on like the frogs last week. How did nobody tell us that the frogs were going crazy in our Wednesday night stream? How did nobody mention that? And then they got a comment on the rewatch, and I'm like, man, what are you talking about whistling? And I go to rewatch it, and I got all the way through like a good 5 minutes, couldn't hear anything. And I go to type, I'm like, I'm sorry, it must have been something on your end. I can't hear anything. And then I hear the frog go, and I'm like, oh my God. And I click on different parts of the stream. I'm like, this thing's going off the entire time, and nobody said anything until after the stream.
Okay. Just reminding everyone, put hashtag giveaway in order to, or sorry, oh my.
Hashtag genetics. We've got 41 entries. There's 60 people in here. So 19 people have not entered yet. Giving you a couple more minutes. We're almost to the bottom of chat.
Yep. So at, let's see, 1:40. So 4 minutes.
1:40. Yeah, that's fine.
4 minutes. And we'll pick that at 1:40, an hour and 40 into the stream. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, 10:40. Yeah, it's been a really long week. We are trying to get in a big order of plants. It's going to be a future video probably, but the order is huge, and we've been going through plant list after plant list after plant list, comparing, and yeah, we were up late last night, but tomorrow we should have quite a lot of plants on the way. Going backwards here.
Did you already answer this?
I don't know.
That's why I'm...
Okay. Click on it. Click on that one and then go.
Yeah. Did you do this one?
How do you make the... I've already talked about the calcios. It's going to be a genetic mutation. So you really can't make it. Can't tell you how. Only the breeder knows, and he has not shared his information. Might take it to the grave. We don't know.
If I get some orange, yellow King Kongs, what would be a good shrimp to cross with it to get a unique color pattern?
I mean, not a lot, because the yellow and the orange is so dominant that it just carries on, and you end up with a lot of orange shrimp crossing it on, and everything else has pretty much been done. If you're trying to make greens, maybe try crossing them with some cheetahs. I have tried the tangerine tigers. Alex has done some tangerine tigers and ended up crossing them possibly with the cheetahs, and has some green looking shrimp in his Caridina tank. So I try to like mimic it and see if that's exactly how it happened, or maybe he's gotten the stardust to cross with the cheetahs. Who knows? But I do know that cheetahs can cross with other Caridina, so it's not an impossible cross to cross with the yellow King Kongs. But you more need to like say, I have yellow King Kongs and I want to make this golden backline shrimp with black and white stripes or something like that. And I can tell you how to do that, but just unique color pattern, everything's already out there, and it's going to be kind of hard to achieve with the yellow King Kong. So, would you add a high grade super black line into a mid grade black black tiger line to strengthen the black, or just go and cull harder. So I'm trying to read if it's super back line into a mid grade or super black back and line it back into the mid grade. I need your help, Shelby.
Yeah.
My brain is flip flopping it. Would you add a high grade super black line into
a mid grade black tiger line to strengthen the black, or just cull hard?
Yeah, I would more than likely try to get higher grade males, depending on your price range. But I would just stick with the higher grades if possible. But it depends on how much work you want to do. You can get the mid grade the strengthened by just being really cull heavy. It's all a money issue, or lack of time, how patient you are.
Thank you so much, MTS, for the $5. Grant hooked me up with some off-menu member-exclusive deals. #genetics and
yeah, Shelby convinced me in putting them up on the price for a higher price than you got them. So you got the member deal for sure. But then you just gave it back to us, so I appreciate it though. Thank you, man.
All right, now we're gonna draw. So I have to share the screen, right?
Yep. Sorry, bear with us just a second.
Wait, go.
Are we screen sharing?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, congratulations, Frank. So it ended up being somebody that's in the stream for quite some time. But welcome everybody who just joined us. Frank, go ahead, send us an email. I know we just got one with everything of your information. I think we just owe him a membership thing. So you're not just going to get a membership card. Let us know if you want 10 Tangerine Tigers or 10 Blue Dreams, and we will happily send those out to you tomorrow.
Sorry. Ed said he found your journal on the shrimp spot and starting with the first one.
Oh, man. I haven't looked at that thing in a while.
Forever.
Trip down memory road. Every now and then I enter like the wrong thing to the shrimp spot. Like I put the shrimpspot.com and maybe it's just shrimpspot.com, or I don't know. And it comes up with like, this site is no longer found, or this site's available for purchase. I'm like, no, the journal's gone. But it's still there.
Welcome in, Jeffrey Watts. During all of that, Big Dog said, what soil for shrimp tank lasts the longest time?
So personally, with our experience, Brightwell has lasted over 5 years in some of the tanks for us. I've had some ADA tanks last just as long, but I cannot recommend that for you anymore because the original batch was way back when Omano still owned the company, and they were getting it from a certain rice field, and everything was as pristine and as nice as they could possibly make it a premium aquascaping product. However, it's just not the same quality anymore, and it turns to mush relatively quickly. But for longevity, Brightwell for sure. Get the black if you're wanting a little bit lower pH. It's like 0.2 lower on average, but and it's most bang for your buck right now too. So can't go wrong.
Nicole James says, do a series so we can learn Latin.
I mean, if Alex can do a series with me and teach me Latin, I mean, I think you guys are in for a treat, because for years I'm like, I'm not even going to try. But I got a buddy, Mark, down in South Florida, and man, he just gets you talking, and then he's like, man, you can do it too. And I'm like, all right, man, help me. And he's like, yeah. And so he's been helping me out, a couple other people at the club. So you just cut me off.
Welcome to the team only Oscars. Thank you so much.
send us over an email, greateater@gmail.com, and you'll get your sticker and your discount to our site, tgoeshrimp.com. And we've added quite a few things on the list. If you guys are looking for anything, please, we are taking recommendations. So if there's something that you'd like to be seen on our website or like to carry, we are trying to expand into as many different products as we can within still staying in our niche. So you've got suggestions, we're all ears.
Jamie said, Grant, did you see Alex had a heater crap out and cook and kill one of his shrimp colonies?
Yeah, I had offered to send him some Malala shrimp. Devastating, because like you saw how devastated he looked when he started it on, and then I saw his tank, and like I know the feeling, because when I had the flea medicine issue in my tank. If you haven't seen our why we use Aquachar video, go check that one out, because it gave me the same gut feeling probably Alex had, seeing his tank when he came from vacation. That's just horrible. But he does have 4 other tanks with those shrimp to keep that line going, but still so sad to see.
Big Dog said metallic purple with the red metallic in the same tank. Will they mix up?
Yeah, but the black is going to be dominant, so you'll get less and less reds. And I think the reds have come down a lot in price also, so I'm not really sure which one's more money right now.
Right. So we're trying to get through everything. Arctic Wind said, how did metallic colors get into the gene mix? And are you working with any? I have some purple pintos and some blue galaxy fish bones.
So we've made several different types of purple line shrimp caridina from scratch, where we took tangerine tigers and shadow pandas. We've also done aurora blue tigers and shadow pandas, and then black king kongs. And we've also gotten it from just breeding out our dancing man and the safari line shrimp. Mo swears that there's no Taiwan bee genetics in there, that they come out. That's why I'm making my own fancy tigers from scratch. He swears after 10 generations, the Taiwan bee is going to come up, but I don't think so. I got my doubts, doing my own experiment, but I'm not sure where her original tigers are from, or what the exact cross was to get her safari shrimp, but I did get some red purple metallics out of those. So 3 different ways, but my for sure is tangerine tigers or aurora, the serrata geed with Taiwan bees. And I'm also seeing like tiny bits of pure purple hues and stuff like that, even from mature, very mature, old Taiwan bees. The black, just slight purple, but I do have like fancy light. So
Killer Kitty said we like the frog calls.
Somebody did not though, and their rabbit was not happy, and they're like thump thump, like it was doing that every time the frog went off.
Finn said the same thing. Do you know how many random whistles, chirps, screeches, squawks, etc. we hear on any given day on FishTube? Lots of critters.
Yeah. Poor Layla though, she did not like the frogs when she was like first in her own bedroom all by herself. It's like, what is at my window?
Almost 2 hours. Shelby and Grant strong.
It's 2 hours, no flooding, struggling. Right? And multitasking.
Yeah, I'm done with the water now.
This is how much of a champ Shelby is. She's like, probably not doing the live stream tonight. I'm like, no problem. I got it. I'm just going to be struggling over here with the live chat, trying to keep everything on topic. But she got ready and like, oh, you're coming? She's like, yeah, I'm not going to miss it.
Member only snails? Grant, I'll be messaging you.
They were just Malaysian trumpet snails before they were up on the website.
Victor said, how do you make orange-eyed red tiger blue body?
So red tigers cross with the orange-eyed blue tigers, and it's going to take 2 or 3 generations because anything that you cross normal eye with orange eye is going to come out all normal eye, but they'll have the genetics. So when you cross the normal eye back with the orange eye, or just cross the first generation with one another, you can end up with orange-eyed red tiger blue body. And you really could, get lucky and get it in 2 crosses. Could take you 6.
Antonio Ortega, hello, welcome in. Said, my red and orange really shrimp are showing red and orange colors in one shrimp. Is that normal?
It's not uncommon. A lot of like I mentioned in the chart, some of the orange shrimp will throw slightly like reddish hue. Even some of them will be orange with like red stripes, and then vice versa. Every now and then I'll get a red cherry coal that just got like a orange hue body and red stripes. So I also had gotten some orange Rillies from the club meeting like 2 months ago, and one of them was red in there. So yeah.
Multiple tank syndrome said, can you make tricolor shrimp?
I actually have one shrimp that has white, blue, purple, gold, and black all in the same shrimp. So yeah, tricolor is definitely possible. For neos, we have red, blue, and black all in the same color. There's also purple, blue, and black, red. There's also the onyx, which are black, brown, and like a red or yellow hue to them as well. So, and that's just neos. Caridina is definitely possible.
Guppy B said, any cool new neo strains you've heard about?
Just the orange eyes are coming out, but they're very misleading. I don't think they're legit. But I've also got they're green with orange on them, and I have enough now that I can separate those into another tank. However, Shelby is dominating the new rack with fish already. I'm losing territory, so I'm gonna have to do something to take over. It's not her fault too. I also bought some like auto catfish. I want to try and see if I can't breed those. She got some really nice guppies. Can't blame her. They were really nice.
Well, they were originally from my other guppies who don't have a male, and then I realized that's not the guppies, same guppies. No. I didn't want to mix those.
Dane, if you're watching, I still need a male for the female guppies I got off of you.
And preferably a big male, because this female decides that she is the boss. So let's just say she is not the nicest. So let's hope that happens again.
Crypt Keeper says no giveaway winner video, Shelby.
I'm so sorry. I'm slacking. We need to. I mean, they kind of do it anyways. It's just got the confetti. They're cooler than what. I mean, I guess I could make one eventually.
She's busy enough. Cut her some slack.
I'm so sorry. I am really struggling tonight.
8 more minutes.
I know. I'm holding on. I lost track of what we were doing.
I'm not sure.
I was going to say something.
The giveaway and the videos and adding on things. I think the next thing, if she's going to edit on or make anything cooler, it's going to be the new members.
Mm-hmm. Five Aquatic said, favorite fish tuber.
Do you have one?
Let me think about that. I don't watch YouTube very often. I don't actually watch anything on the phone. I'm a little too busy. But recently, the one that has piqued my interest was definitely Jess with Mains, Tails, Furs, and Aquatics. I'm sorry if I'm butchering this. With the Aquatic Morning Show, I seem to really enjoy everyone getting together, and she advertises everyone else, and they, have like a halftime, and it's really cool and interesting, so it keeps me engaged when I don't have a good attention span, and I'm usually working. So.
I think I'm going to go with Chattanooga Ed. I mean, I wasn't really involved with the whole fish tube scene, and a lot of it has to do with me knowing Ed, meeting Ed at the Chicago Aquashella. He kind of like announced all the awards for the creators contest, and I got second place, and he's like, man, I called your name up there. You stood up there, and I didn't hand you anything. And then, you know, he's just like, he felt real bad. I was like, no, it's all right. Like, more feel bad that, you know, you weren't the one that went around and asked people to vote for you, and it was supposed to be a silent vote. So don't be upset, Ed. But from then, I saw him at ALA in South Florida. We have the Aqua Expo at Coral Springs. And, you know, he came to the table, bought a bunch of Monte Carlo. But I had seen his like post of him and James like coming down to Florida, and I followed him on YouTube or something. I knew he was part of the YouTube channel and group in Aquashella, and I'm like, man, I gotta see what this guy's about. I just love his energy, I love his personality, and I just never had the time. And then I broke my ankle, and I had all the time in the world for 10 weeks. And the first channel I watched was Ed's on the live stream, and then I got introduced to. He introduced me to James before at Aquashella, but I didn't realize that James was kind of like head of operation. I just knew Ed, and so from there, I got to know James, got to meet Rico, got to meet Lefty, and if it wasn't for them and, you know, Alex and Mark Shrimp Tanks and a couple others, I would have been really
you named
bored.
So many people now. I feel so stupid. There's so many people.
I watch way more YouTube than her because I'm always at home filling up tanks.
I know, but I've been recently watching Rico. Rico makes me laugh a lot.
Rico's great. Like, it was, you know, tough choice, but I think I gotta give it to Ed. I owe a lot to Ed. He kept me sane through a really rough time. I mean, I'm not talking like it was mentally rough or anything like that. I'm talking like it kills me not to go outside and do something physical. So it was just a great distraction.
But trust me, go to the Fish Fam link and you'll be very happy. There is so many people on there. It is hard to pick our favorite. That's just some that we watch. Doesn't mean that we don't really thoroughly enjoy a lot of the other ones. There's a lot of people in that family that just you have to watch. They all have their own little personality.
And because of Rico and everything, he does focus ons and everything. I'm like, oh man, there's so many more channels. So now I'm paying attention to, like, I don't know, 20 to 30 channels. Before I was just like 4 or 5, and they were mostly reptiles.
So Vibes Aquatic said species only tanks or community tanks. So if you're talking about what we're keeping, is trying to do species only tanks currently, but we do have some community tanks.
I'm always species only for the breeding purposes. Yeah. If you're going for that nice aquascape and whatnot, I am all for biodiversity. The more, you know, critters you can throw in the tank that are working well with one another, the better. If they eat some babies, that's the food chain, but that's not my purpose in that tank.
Yeah. We're trying to be part of our Breeders Award program in our club. So right now, currently, we're using them as species-only tanks. Now, I definitely do enjoy community tanks a lot more. Obviously, this tank behind him, and there's another one down below, and we had our angels up here, and we had several tanks that had multiple. Now, there are some community tanks you could do together that still breed, but it is still harder. Like, I did take like you were saying earlier, I took the angelfish out of there, and the cory cats finally started to breed, even though there's danios in there. So, like, that was nice to see. I will always say community tanks are really cool to watch. So
I have 8 more racks that I want to build, and when those racks are done being built, then I'm going to convince Shelby that I should just be allowed to just maze the rest of the house where we have room with really, really nice aquascape tanks on stands. Let's move on. So it's like an aqua gallery.
Vibes,
walking through the breeding
aquatics, nano tanks or monster tanks.
If you made it this far on the rewatch, comment down below. And for every comment from every person that we can get, Shelby will allow me to set up a random aquascape tank for the maze in the house. She has the rule. If she can fit a laundry basket through it, we're good. Send it.
Goodness gracious. Nano tanks or monster tanks?
Nanos, because I can fit more tanks in the house. Monster ponds.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Monster tanks and monster ponds out back, and nanos for the house. I think it's easier to maintain smaller tanks with beautiful plants and do different plants in each tank, and then do big ponds outside with your monster fish. Because realistically, it's just most of the monster fish and monster fish tanks, like the 55s, like it's just the maintenance alone. Like most of those fish still need a bigger tank than that. Like people put some crazy fish in some of these 55 gallons, 75 gallons, and I would put them in a giant pond. Like our flower horn is going to have a pond of its own. So
how do y'all feel about biostratum, or is that a bad word in here? Honestly, I kind of have high hopes for it until Papa Shrimp mentioned that on the bag there's nowhere that it promotes acidic pH. So when I felt it at Global, I was really happy because it felt harder. And now I'm thinking, oh, it was harder because it was just probably rolled up balls of Eco Complete, similar to Samurai soil.
What's the best place to get Brightwell soil?
Amazon. It is the most bang for your buck, unless you have a local pet store. Then you don't have to pay for the shipping fees.
Xanadu.
Yes.
You're killing me.
Yes, I'll count that as a tank.
I'm dying over here. I can't even keep up with the tanks that we got. I'm dying.
I can't go to work. I can't get out of the house. Too many tanks.
Thank you so much, Xanadu. Oh, you're contributing to the death of me.
No, you're. The death of you is the corporate slavery.
Stress.
The corporate slavery. Just the BS you deal with customers and lack of employees and lack of hours, and then all of it goes on you, and it's just like, Shelby, don't worry about it. Let's go eat some ice cream.
That's exactly what it says. Only Oscars, do you have Neos?
We have so many Neos. I'm telling you, the next video that's gonna come out is gonna be Eddie's video tomorrow at noon, but that's only because the neocardina video is actually going to be really nice. I've done a lot of work out there, and I plan on doing a ton of work, so I don't know if I want to do some of it first or what I'm going to go on, but it's going to be great. But we have a lot of Neos. Check them out, tgoeshrimp.com.
GK Aquatics, what are your thoughts on feeding baby brine shrimp to Neos?
I'm all for it. Go for it, but I haven't done it personally. Me and Shelby have taken all the notes from the Bill Shields talk that was just on Saturday, and we are going to go through and use the members T-Bass discount code and the BrineShrimpHatchery.com or whatever it was.
Too much.
Yeah.
See, I start getting cranky when I'm tired. Crypt Keeper Aquatics, can you start making and selling shrimp lollies or find a vendor that has them?
You obviously weren't paying attention to the whole stream tonight. But...
and we will start carrying them. I do love them. We just don't use them because of how much we have to feed. But we will start carrying them. That was something.
We've got 10 of them on the way. They'll be on the website when Shelby wants to get them on there.
Jamie said, I vote t-shirts and hats on the site. I do actually have a spring tea website open. I'm going to try to get that linked to our page.
She promised me a hat for Father's Day. She promised. For Triple Crown, so she has time. She hasn't failed me yet.
And Robert said he did ship us some today.
Awesome.
I'm out of the loop, apparently.
I mentioned it earlier. We're getting them for the show, so we might as well throw them on the website.
The shrimp lollies were coming.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like every time we order something from the Bloomfields, add on an extra product to the site. Add in something a little extra.
I don't get this question. Is all the brown stuff on the soda bad for the tank? I'm assuming the fuzzy brown stuff that foams on the tank sometimes.
Yeah, you can take a paper towel and get it off. It's protein buildup. You're overfeeding and under circulating your water.
Brandon, do you think that snails with caridinas make a big difference? I think snails with any shrimp tank make a big difference to me. Being able to have that constant food just in case, and the babies and
we've been purposely.
Not just Caridina. The biggest one that people don't tell you about is Sulawesi shrimp. Keeping them with rabbit snails does a lot for them. It keeps them more comfortable, makes them feel like it's more of, where they're from in the wild.
They use them as an alarm system. If the snails are out and having fun, the shrimp can go and play too. But yeah, snails are a huge difference. The slime trails left behind from the snails, that is like the best baby snack out there. Packed with nutrition.
Robert said sometimes my 7-year-old crystal red shrimp tank throws crystals with a red head stripe and black tail stripe in the last few years.
Yeah, it's very, very, very rare, but I've seen a couple of them. I think we have like a pinto that's like that.
Hello, Leo Aquatics and Corodulin Works. Ooh.
Yep, still live, still kicking in. Mm-hmm. There's so much chat to catch back up on. We'll finish it before we head out.
Just subscribe to both the channels you mentioned. Yep. Yeah. It's a good idea. Sorry. Guppy B said, I've heard you could use any albino guppy to breed back the strain for the one you lost.
As long as it's a virgin guppy. Yeah.
Jamie said, I heard eating ghost peppers on stream are great for allergies. I would die.
You
would have to take me to the hospital.
So if you're a YouTuber out there and you're watching and you want to do an unboxing video, message us. Just pay shipping and I'll send you some shrimp because we got something that we kind of want to start like a tradition. And if you want to do an unboxing video from us, we got something packing. You can choose sour or a spicy. That's the hint, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Matt's going to cry because we didn't mention him. I feel really bad. We're going to have to rewind and say Matt.
I apologize, Matt.
We're terrible.
Matt is the backbone of the fish fam.
And I know how that hurts.
I'm sorry, Matt.
I'm sorry. Oh. You have to check out Liquid Zoo OnlyFans as well. And I can't see.
You're going to have to get your glasses out.
I don't even know.
If it wasn't for Ed, though, I would have never met you, Matt. I mean, maybe you would have come onto my channel eventually and said some stuff, but I probably wouldn't have started live streaming and stuff as early. I was literally like broken leg, and then Shelby's like, what do you want for your birthday? And I'm like, get me a mic so I could live stream like these guys.
And Jamie said, Matt, your fish fam link introduced me to a lot of cool channels I've never heard of. You deserve a lot of credit. That is 100% true.
Yeah. Because Ed found Rico. Rico led me to your link. And then everything else is history.
Nano Aquarium said the same thing. Very true. If it wasn't for Fish Fam Link, I would not know so many awesome streamers.
Yeah, and you're on like all the streams. I see you like every day and every single one that I'm in damn near. It's a great way to kill time.
What would you breed to try and get purple? I think we talked about
Royal
that.
Blues and Taiwan bees. But it's going to take several generations.
Jamie said you only need space to eat and sleep. Everything else is space for racks. Apparently. Yep.
If you want to wrap it up, we can wrap it up.
I'm trying so hard.
I apologize.
Hello, Fatherfish. I have not seen you in one of our streams yet. Welcome. Sorry, it's about to be over.
You moved and Florida lost a little bit of its charm. You can feel the vibe has gone down just a little bit since you're gone. But you'll be back to visit. It'll be nice to see you again. When you do, we'll have double the tanks than the last time you were here.
Killer Kitty said, don't die. Thank you. And said, still Aquascape Maze? Maybe.
I'm all for it. Every nice ADA style stand we can get with a rimless tank, and she'll be for it. She likes them.
Have you ever used vacuums in shrimp tanks?
Not in shrimp
tanks.
I
feel like maybe back in the day we did at one time
just the axolotl and fish tanks. I don't think so. Maybe it's like try to see if they would live, but they didn't.
No, I feel like the only time it would have been in there was because we had a crayfish tank that had shrimp in it, because I told him that they were too fast for him, and he was like, "Yeah, I think so," and we put him in. So
I love watching feeding crayfish blackworms though. They're just, you're gonna do it. Oh, you do it. You do
it.
You do
with
it.
Me?
No. You do it.
What is a shrimp lolly? It is a stick with shrimp food on it.
It is a bamboo skewer, perfectly dipped
oh my goodness
in fine nutrient.
I'm gonna make you make a commercial for it now. Oh, yeah. Yep, and you gotta talk like that.
Okay. She always says my accents are trash.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
But they're actually pretty good. Mine are really bad. Like, the only way I can make a German accent is literally like yelling, like screaming at the top of my lungs, and it just scares people when I do it. So it's not good. Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Wrong place, wrong time. You could do that at any show you meet someone. Stop.
I just said I have a backache. Nothing serious.
Mm-hmm. I'm catching up. I'm so sorry. I was just trying to make
I thought we were just going to say goodnight.
Oh, I feel so bad if we leave it unasked or unanswered questions.
Well, I can always go back and answer them in the comments.
Yeah, I know. My shrimp don't seem to care about shrimp food. Are they too young or just have enough other stuff to eat?
So 60% of their diet should be biofilm readily growing, available in their tank at all times. The more surface area, the better. So depending on how big the tank is and how many shrimp you have, they probably don't need to eat that much. The other thing is how long ago did you get your shrimp? If they're relatively new, I don't even bother feeding my shrimp for the first week or two, just because there's so much biofilm in the tank when it's cycling, and there's such a low bioload. So the biofilm is going to produce most of their food that they need.
Oh, I didn't see this. Thank you so much, Killer Kitty, for the $2 super sticker.
Amy.
You muted when that happens, though.
Sorry. I'm learning.
Hello, Lefty, at the last minute. And he said, I think because I arrived, y'all need to go at least till 11:30.
No, I'm sorry, bro. I can't.
I'm struggling. Oh, trade one Aquascape Maze tank for one cheesy commercial spot. That's kind of good. Oh, I'm incredibly late. Oh. Pardon me, would you happen to have any shrimp lollies? If we ever meet, you have to ask for it that way. And now I'm getting a little goofy. Oh, man.
If you see us at the shows and you use an English accent to buy shrimp lollies, we'll give you a free bag of soy ahoy.
If we have it. All right. I am so sorry. Time to go. We are done. Yeah. Thank you so much. We appreciate everyone and their comments. Thank you for watching. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. Special thanks to all the moderators and the rewatch team. If you made it this far, let us know about the maze. Every comment is going to get another tank in the house.